So, Dr. Lester, welcome to Farm Food Facts.
Thank you.
What I'm fascinated by is a lot of the initiatives that you lead throughout the country that are focused on developing new products. Tell us about what some of those new products are that are being worked on now and why they're so important to be showcased here at Foster Our Future.
Well, the one main thing that we're showing at this is we have now developed the ability for the United States to be independent from the rest of the world when it comes to rubber production. Not only rubber production for car and truck tires, airplane tires, but any other kind of rubber that could be used in surgical gloves and all sorts of aspects that you see rubber that is derived from Havea or rubber tree rubber, which is imported from the Far East, or petroleum-based rubber, which is always an up and down issue.
Right. So, you mentioned before, and I see, you're right behind us and you've got a beehive there. Tell me about the beehive. Why is that there?
Well, of course, pollination of crops is critically important, and of course, bees are threatened all around the world. And without an adequate pollination supply, a lot of the fruits and vegetables that we enjoy at a very economic price can become scarce and very expensive as a result of it. So maintaining a healthy understanding from both a scientific standpoint and a grower use standpoint, bee health and wealth, not only in this country but around the world, is critically important to maintaining our agriculture.
And what is your hope for being here at Foster Our Future?
Well, just to let the world know that we are actively trying to solve a lot of the agricultural problems that are present in this country and that can be related to agricultural problems internationally as well, and that we are an organization within the USDA that does want to partner with industry and private groups to work on their critical agricultural problems.
And what do you see as the top problems that are facing farmers and ranchers today?
That's a little bit outside of my area, but I would say probably rural prosperity. And so that we could grow the economy within our rural problems, our rural areas of this country, and not then have people leave because there aren't economic opportunities in rural America, and stay and be able to foster our future of agriculture in this country.
And when we look at some of the products, you mentioned rubber being very important to make it here domestically. What are some of the other new products that you're working on?
Well, we also deal with the whole biorefining process, which a lot of people know, taking corn and making ethanol on it. We are capable of doing that process in the USDA, but that's really more the concern of the Department of Energy. But we in the USDA want to be able to take those same processes, which is meaning taking crops grown in our farmland, not economic food crops, but other crops that could be grown in the less desirable crop production acreages, and turn that into bio-based plastics or disease-fighting organisms for animals and plants that do not have antibacterial resistance associated with it. And when I talk about that, if it's a bio-based pesticide or insecticide, and not having antibacterial resistance, it doesn't linger in the environment for a long period of time the way petroleum or chemical insecticides do, which allows for the bacteria to develop resistance. A plant-based bactericide disappears in the environment, so you're not going to get the bacteria to develop resistance. That's what we are focused on in the USDA.
So when you look in your crystal ball, and you look at agriculture in 10 years from now, what do you see?
Definitely a lot more of agricultural-based products, not only for farm use, but even consumer use, such as the tire we're talking about, bio-based plastics, bio-based sunscreens, and cosmetics, and a whole host of products that will use and be sustainable and still maintain an economic price of things, and also being able to utilize reduce food loss and waste.
Dr. Lester, thank you so much for your great work, and thank you for being on Farm Food Facts.
Well, thank you. I appreciate being asked.
Thanks.